room. Our CNN national security commentator Mike Rogers, he's the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Also our law enforcement analyst, the former FBI Assistant Director Tom Fuentes, and our CNN national security analyst Peter Bergen. Mike, if Abdul Hamid Abaaoud was in fact killed in that raid overnight, why is it taking French authorities so long to make that determination?
If you heard some of the original reports, there are body parts everywhere, so they're going to have to do some DNA testing to try to make sure. It's probably that the body is unrecognizable at this point.
And so that's why if he's dead, they will determine, though. They'll find enough to make a determination at some point, right?
They will. He served time in prison. They'll have some DNA samples from Belgium that they'll be able to match.
How do the French authorities get the 8 terrorists who were arrested overnight? How do they get them to talk?
Well, I don't know if they can get them to talk, Wolf. You know, it's going to depend how dedicated they are and you know, really, what do they have to offer them? They're not going to be able to get any kind of leniency from them, even if they have the ability to plea bargain. So they really don't have much incentive to get them to talk about anything.
Let's say Abaaoud is dead. Does that really, in the big scheme of things, as far as the ISIS plots against France, or here in the United States or elsewhere, does that really make much of a difference? Because there are a whole bunch of other guys waiting in the wings.
Well, clearly he's an effective planner. But yes, I mean, there are thousands of people who've gone to volunteer to fight for ISIS. So. And, you know, they're not deterred by one of their members dying. In fact, they celebrate it.
Because the other day, the U.S. Killed Jihadi John, Mohammed Emwazi, the so-called British terrorist who was slaughtering hostages, beheading them, if you will. Did that really make much of a difference, other than scoring some points, if you will?
Well, psychologically, it was an important blow, but you have to have tempo is the most important thing here. So these one-off press release kind of strikes aren't going to do it. Candidly are not doing it, obviously. And so what they need to do is have a sustained leadership attack in places like Raqqa, in places like Ramadi, and they have to do it at the same time. And hopefully that's what you'll see come out of this, because these, again, one-offs, dropping some bombs here, coming back next week, doing a report about how many bombs got dropped. None of that has been impactful. And so what they're going to have to do is have a strategy that targets and starts degrading their leadership capabilities, as well as their logistics, as well as their financing. And you have to do it in both places at the same time if you're going to have an impact.
Peter,